What if the very bones of your brand new six-figure motorhome were missing straight from the factory? A secret so deep you'd only find it after thousands of dollars and endless headaches. We found a story online that seemed too bizarre to be true, so we investigated. If you're new to our channel, I'm John.
And I am Rhonda, and this is our new front porch RV balance sheet.
We're here to help you get on the road smarter. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving into a story that, honestly, it kept me wondering. We spent a lot of time on the internet sorting through forums and owner groups, and every now and then you find a story that just stops you in your tracks.
It was a consumer complaint filed with the Better Business Bureau. It read like a work of fiction. A brand new, beautiful Forest River Berkshire motorhome, a catastrophic leak, and a discovery at the factory that is almost unbelievable.
So unbelievable, we decided to make it the subject of our own investigation. In this video, we are going to use this one single case to peel back the layers on the RV construction. We'll show you what the manufacturers promise, what can sometimes be the reality, and most importantly, we'll give you the tools and the knowledge to become your own best advocate. This is the case of the missing roof ribs. So let's set the stage. A family buys a 2021 Forest River Berkshire XL 40D. This is not a small purchase. It's a Class A diesel pusher with a price tag of $119,000. This is supposed to be the dream, right? The key to a life of freedom and adventure.
But according to the complaint filed with the BBB, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. The owner alleges that from the moment they took delivery, they were plagued by roof leak after roof leak. And we're not talking about a small drip. The complaint states water was coming in every AC supply, return, speaker, and ceiling LED light. That's a sign of a massive systematic failure.
The owner says they took it back to the dealer 4 separate times, but the leaks just keep coming back. Finally, they contacted Forest River directly, who told them to bring the coat all the way from Florida to the factory in Indiana for an inspection.
And this is a critical point. The burden of getting the RV to the factory fell on the owner. They allege they had to hire a driver at a personal cost of $7,000 just to get the definitive diagnosis from the manufacturer.
And the diagnosis, this is the part that's too hard to wrap your head around. What did the factory find, Rhonda?
According to the owner's complaint, the factory discovered that the roof was missing 2 ribs under each of the 3 AC units. A total of 6 critical structural supports were never installed.
You heard her. Missing. Not broken. Not defective. Just gone. The very skeleton that's supposed to hold up those heavy air conditioners, 100 pounds of air conditioner, wasn't there. This caused the roof to sag, water to pool, and the whole system to fail, leading to those catastrophic leaks.
The story gets worse. The owner claims that after factory repair, the leaks returned within a year. When they contacted Forest River again, they were allegedly told the company was not responsible for anything else on our unit. They were left to fix their 6-figure motorhome on their own.
Okay. So that's the story, and it raised a huge question on how is this even possible to understand? But to understand the gravity of this, we need to look at how these roofs are supposed to be built. Rhonda, break it down for us. What are these ribs And why do they matter?
They're everything, John. In RV construction, they're called trusses or rafters. They are the engineered framework of the roof. Think of them as the studs in the walls of your house. They support the weight of everything on top, the roof membrane, solar panels, and especially heavy air conditioners. They also create the crown shape of the roof that allows water to run off.
So without them, the roof is basically just a sheet of foam and thin paneling trying to hold up a 100-pound appliance.
Exactly, it's a guaranteed failure. And here's the most important part of our investigation. This isn't just about general RV construction. We looked at Forest River's own brochures for the 2021 Berkshire. Forest River's own literature shows a welded aluminum tube, laminated vacuum bonded roof. This diagram from the same model clearly shows heavily walled aluminum tube framing and critically galvanized metal backers for ACs. These are the exact components the owner alleges were missing.
So to be clear, the product the owner claims they received did not match the product advertised in the brochure. That's not a simple quality control slip-up. That's a fundamental failure to build the product to its own engineered design. This brings us to the million-dollar question. Was this Berkshire a 1 in a million lemon? A complete fluke? Or is this single shocking story a symptom of a much larger problem?
To answer that, we spent days analyzing public complaint data from the Better Business Bureau. And what we found was a clear and consistent pattern. While we didn't find another case of missing roof ribs, we found a disturbing number of complaints about the two things that issue causes: water intrusion and structural failures.
It's a laundry list of the exact things you hope you have to never deal with. And it's not just the Better Business Bureau. We found similar stories echoing in owner forums online. One owner of Forest River said their unit started leaking within 6 months of it being new, and the dealer were totally useless, so they had to fix it themselves. Another new RPod owners found numerous roof leaks all over their brand new trailer.
The pattern here suggests two potential systematic weaknesses. First, a failure at the seams, anywhere two components meet and need to be sealed. Windows, slide-outs, roof vents. The volume of complaints about these area points to a process that may be rushed or inconsistent. Second, a failure in the assembly of major structural components, like axles and frames, which can lead to a dangerous blame game between the RV manufacturer and the component supplier, with, guess what, the owner trapped in the middle.
This is where it really gets confusing, because if you go to the Forest River website, they'll paint a very different picture. They talk about customer satisfaction being their number one priority and how they fulfill orders without cutting corners or rushing through production procedures.
They even highlighted a dedicated pre-delivery inspection or PDI facility. It's described as a state-of-the-art 20,000 square foot complex where units are subjected to a systematic quality test covering electrical, water, and mechanical systems. They state that random units get even more rigorous testing on top of the normal inspections.
So, how does a coach with 6 missing roof ribs make it through those layers of inspection?
That's the paradox, because the market reality seems to tell a different story. The review site GoRVing.com, which aggregates owner reviews, gives Forest River a quality score of just 3.1 out of 5 and concludes their quality is very inconsistent. The analysis on that site points to a rushed assembly process, with some trailers being put together in just 1 to 3 days. But the most revealing piece of information comes from the reviews attributed to former Forest River factory workers. They allege that the employee compensation structure incentivizes quantity over quality. Pay is tied to the number of units completed, which can motivate workers to rush and overlook defects to meet production targets.
If that is true, explains everything. It suggests a culture of speed over precision. But what about the RVIA seal? Doesn't that sticker on the door mean it's built to a certain standard?
It does, but maybe not the standard you think. The RVIA seal certifies that the manufacturer has complied with standards for safety systems, things like electrical, plumbing, and propane. What the standards do not comprehensively cover are the things we see the most complaints about: structural build, quality, sealing applications, and water tightness. So a coach can be missing roof ribs, but as long as the wiring and plumbing meet the code, it can still get the seal.
So you have a major problem. You just fall back on that warranty, right? That's what it's for.
In a perfect world, yes. But the warranty is a legal document written by the manufacturer, and the language is very specific. We reviewed Forest River's limited warranty, and there are some key phrases everyone should be aware of. The warranty only covers substantial defects, which they define as something that prevents you from using the RV for short-term camping. A slow leak or a bowing wall might not meet that subjective definition. It also explicitly excludes damage from mold, which is often the direct result of a leak they should have covered. And the big one? They can deny a claim for a water leak by calling it a maintenance issue, shifting the blame for the bad factory seal onto you.
And we saw that exact pattern on the Better Business Bureau complaints. A leaking window on a 2022 Salem was initially denied as a maintenance issue. It was only after the owner filed a complaint and proved a technician found voids in the sealant. And only after that, the factory, Forest River, agreed to pay. It's a pattern of denial, delay, and dispute.
And when that happens, consumers are forced to look for outside help. This can mean invoking state lemon laws, which can mandate a buyback if a vehicle has been in for repair multiple times for the same issue. Or in some cases, it leads to lawsuits. There's currently a major class action lawsuit against Forest River, Nelson versus Forest River. Allegedly, that entire line of their fifth wheels was built with a dangerous wiring defect that creates a fire risk. While it's not about structural defects, it speaks to a pattern of alleged widespread manufacturing issues.
Okay, that was a lot of heavy and frankly frustrating information. But like we said in the beginning, this channel is not about fear, it's about empowerment. And all this information leads to one single avoidable conclusion.
The file quality control inspector, it's you.
The single most important moment in your entire RV journey is the pre-delivery inspection, or what they call the PDI. This is your moment of maximum leverage. Before you sign that final piece of paper, any problems you find is 100% the dealer and the manufacturer's responsibility to fix it. After you sign, the fight begins.
So you have to go into that PDI with the mindset of a forensic investigator. You are hunting for defects. You need to schedule hours for this and never let a dealer rush you through it. You need to come prepared.
Based on everything we learned from this investigation, we put it all together. The critical defects checklist, focusing on the roof.
First, you get on the roof, but only after confirming with the dealer that it's a fully walkable roof. Walk the entire surface, especially around the AC units. You're feeling for any soft, spongy, or over-flexible spots. That's a huge red flag for water damage or missing support. Get down and inspect every inch of the sealant. Look for cracks, pinholes, or gaps. It should be a smooth and continuous surface. Look at the gaskets under the AC units. Are they cracked or squished out? Gently press on the AC shroud. It should be solid with no excessive movement.
And what about the inside? What are the telltale signs of a rough problem?
This is where your flashlight is your best friend. Hold your flashlight parallel to the ceiling and walls. This will reveal subtle ripples and bubbles or faint water stains you can't see with the naked eye. Check every corner and around every window and vents. Walk every square inch of the floor, especially along the walls and under slide-outs. You're feeling for any soft spots or sponginess, which indicates the subfloor is compromised.
And the most important step of all,
document everything. Every single flaw, no matter how small, gets written down on a PDI form or a "we owe you" sheet. And you get the dealer to sign it before you sign the sales contract. That document is your proof. It's your shield.
the story of the Berkshire with the missing roof ribs is shocking, cautionary tale. It shows what can happen at an extreme end of quality control failures. But the pattern of leaks, the structural issues, and the warranty fights show that a smaller version of this story happens every single day.
The conflict isn't just between a buyer and a company. It's between the promise of a quality inspected RV and the unit that arrives with sawdust in the corners and sealant missing from the shower.
But knowing this doesn't have to be discouraging. It's empowering. It means you can walk into that dealership with your eyes wide open, armed with a checklist and the knowledge of exactly what to look for. You can be the one who finds the void in the sealant, the soft spot in the floor, or the misaligned slide before it happens to be your problem. It becomes the hero of your own story. We know so many of you have your own stories from inspection day, so we want to hear from you. Using this illustration, tell us in the comments what is the single most shocking or surprising thing you have ever found during an RV inspection. Your story could be the one that saves someone else from a nightmare. Adventure is calling,
And we must go.
If you found this video helpful, and we really hope you did, please like this video so we know to make more just like it. And don't forget to subscribe.
As we always do, we've posted a full list of research sources with links on our Facebook page so you can see the data for yourself. We believe in being an open book for those seeking the truth.